Switchy. Switchy.
Does anyone want to play PUBG with me? Good morning. Or whatever it is, wherever you are. Oh, okay. I code in whatever I need to. Uh, Mostly it's been Ruby, JavaScript, Elm. I used to do a lot of C. I do it for this. SQL is needed. Done so many things it's hard to count. All right, so let's Yep, not you. Verify we got this command. Okay, that seems to be running. Yeah, you don't have the emote effects. Well, no, actually, this server doesn't have them. Actually, I do explicitly turn it on when I want to test. Uh, a bell tower here somewhere? Maybe, well, or maybe it was a different. There's a map. Or maybe I just end up faking some stuff. Okay. So we were working on this a while ago, and I know there's been some changes, and it's just been a while. Yep. LivingLifePage.h of all things. M full object. Help with what? I don't particularly. I mean, it might be a sufficiently general thing because I mean PHP is kind of in a family of object-oriented languages at this point that I might kind of understand, but nothing terribly specific unless I can just figure out how to put in the right search term for it. All right, where are we at here? Oh. Oh, that's right. He renamed it. M home slip 2 sprite. That might. I should look to see if it's Bell. No, actually, that was the one I wanted. But I think he went to just text instead of having the pre-built. No, sprites is data stuff. This is graphics. Well, it's we call it mods out of habit. It really comes down to get the source and make changes and recompile. So people call the alternate clients mods that are derived from JSON's original source, but it's not moddable in the sense of dynamically loadable changes. Translate this to Node. All right. Okay, I don't know the PHP file convention for PHP input. Or is that like standard input for a console application? Read file 2000 JSON decode. But is 2000 the maximum number of bytes to read? We can look that up if needed. Getting file name from source. Oh, actually, this is file name. P is a JSON. F name, P source. That was a JSON. Stir pause slash. There might be some file path operations too. But you specifically want to translate this to Node. Get a file name from. So you are stand-in streaming something that is JSON formatted that includes. Wait, substir. Oh, yeah, source. Oh, wait, oh, it's a file and an image? Open, fname. Oh, with write. Read fi. Okay, so. So we have exactly 2000 bytes of JSON. And then we're going to write the rest of it to file as an image. Well, that's what it seems like. The fact that this exact byte numbers seem a little bit weird. I mean, I guess you could pad it out. Unless this is up to, and fread is like stopping in a new line or something. Int length. Well, maybe they're sending an end of file marker in the stream. Now, I think that the PHP input thing is stand-in. Well, it's going to try to. I'm going to do that without the punctuation. Accessing IO streams. Okay. Let's stand, not input. Ugh. So, what is input? Stand in, stand out, stand out. PHP input. A read-only stream that allows you to read raw file from the request body. Okay. So PHP is web request. Huh. Do you have an example of the request that goes with this? Let me read once. Okay. Yeah, so they could just be padding with bytes. Okay, so this is something that's getting a web request. From what I can make of it, they're padding out to 2,000 bytes, which is maybe not the best way to do that. To separate that. So they've got a JSON header, which has a just for the file name. Ah. Files, resources. So you're trying to do something like this? Or to send data to it? Saving to a server. When a server oh. That was source. Specified a request to Photopia. Every document opened will have the file save as. Okay, I might need some context for how this is. This an editor? Is this a file store, or sort of a Flickr type thing? Server parameter specified in a request. It's an editor. Oh, okay. So it's an online editor? Server parameter to a request. Every document open will have the file save as option. Sent to your server. Huh. So this is you receiving the post back from them with the data. Oh, yep, 2,000 bytes, JSON data. That's exactly the spec. Source versions. Short PHP example. Okay. Yeah, well, they're partly doing it just with the binary flag here, and you're trying to do this in Node. Well, without fully writing this, let's just do a little, properly update this. Hmm. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I don't know if I want to get to the point of testing this. But... All right. See, now I do have. Are you using a particular Node server right now? I know the ones that I have examples of are going to be like Express. Okay, so I've got something that I think is doing some Express stuff. No, that's the static. Is it source? No, that's the Elm. Info server. So this might actually be like index. I've got, I know I've got some Express stuff to look up. So, I mean, you're going to have, maybe some of that. Yeah, but just kind of set up what our variable names are. Okay, so we've got that, we got that. App.use, some cookie stuff. So we're gonna have like an app.post. I don't know. Image save, whatever. Huh. I wonder what I was doing here. Maybe the binary stuff is some things I might have to test a little. That actually looks wrong for some. Maybe there's something extra going on there. Yeah, I don't know if I have any body posts in. Well, maybe that does. So this must be some sort of like request parser. Yeah, so Express has some hooks in there, and this is a very, very peculiar format, so I'm not sure just use that directly. This is a put. Recres. Maybe this is what's doing that. And getting the body out. No, that was that get. Oh. All right, well, back to the uh, post, route paths, route parameters, route handlers. So this would be a request, I guess. No, it's also sort of in body. Key value pairs. Oh, so this is for form encoded stuff. Oh. When you use body parsing middleware such as Express JSON and Express URL encoded. So this is actually kind of a middleware thing. This is not going to be a standard middleware from the sounds of things. Now, there's probably still other methods that. Those are just ones that populate the things. Configure middleware. Yeah, that's not helpful. Alpha depreciation. Okay, so it's not body. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I was able to use some standard middleware before. This is if you've used a body parsing middleware. Use URL encoded. Not get. Request header. Ram. Size of the. That's response. Wow, this is not very helpful documentation for custom body parser. Oh, maybe body parser is the general form of this, and then it's, well, body. User-controlled input. Untrusted, should be observed. Transaction in node. Not handle multi-part bodies. This isn't an ordinary multi-part. Okay, so it looks like you want body parser, raw body parser. Which this is body parser.raw as a buffer. And they're going to specify a type for that, hopefully. Automatic inflation of gzip and deflate encodings. Parse data. Yeah, so this is going to get kind of nasty. So I had, well, we're going to need so we were using JSON parser here. So put. I don't know if this is going to be a put or a post, but probably a post. So presumably this would go in here, except this would be like raw parser. And maybe you do the parameters in there. And that gives you a buffer. So, just linked. Now, you might have to tweak this, but I don't think they're going to change too much between versions. Buffers and character encodings. That's something you might have to watch out for. 2,000 bytes JSON data, one or more image files. Maybe the encoding of the HTTP request. So what do we have? Alec, byte length, from. We need ways to chop this up. Read blah, blah, blah. Subarray, slice. Where the new buffer will start. And the new buffer will end. So we're going to have something like header is rec.body.slice, and you might want to add some validation to see that the buffer is at least so many bytes and such. But 0, and this is end, not inclusive, default buff.length. So this is going to be your 2000. And then we're going to have a blob, which is going to go from 2000 to... I'm just going to assume that's going to be to the end. So we have one file. We have multiple versions. Okay, so now here's the thing. We can separate out the blob. Now this says start 0, so actually you might still want to do that. So now header, and we might have to do some encoding and stuff. Now, without checking things, we've got, I think it's JSON.ars. And then we can get header.source, and you could, well, are you comfortable doing all the file transfer, the path updates here? I mean, there might be, I think there might be some, yeah, okay, yeah. I think that there are some, like, there's a path module you can do that, or maybe URL in this case, that would do that. Then header.versions, let's see, it's for each in JavaScript. Ah, okay. So we've got a format, which you might want to use in your extension. We've got a start, and we've got a size. Ah, okay. So we would, well. Oh, so that was PNG. This is the original source. Presumably there's a PNG down here somewhere. So you might actually want to be pulling out like this and then do the deal with that. So construct your real name here by doing some stuff with that. And then we would take ob.slice from ver.start. Now this is a size. So it's going to be ver.start plus ver.size to get, if I understood, the new buffer will end. Yeah, this is not a length, this is an end. So I think we have to do it that way. And then, buffer. Well, you're not actually going to a file anyway. You're going to go to S3, so that depends on, you're going to use an Axios put? What do they take? Is this documentation? I mean, if they just take posts with buffers, you just have to prepare all your stuff. That's response type. Transform request before it is sent to the server. And the array must return a string or an instance of buffer. Okay, so presumably untransformed requests can handle buffers. So you're going to have to figure out how S3 wants that formatted, or how that request has to go for data. But I think that'll get it out. Well, you might have to deal with some encoding around here. If that wasn't handled by the overall HTTP request. And this is yeah, the body was supposed to be a buffer, so it might not handle the encoding. You might have to do an encoding transform there. Probably the same as the rest of the request. Syntax alternate. Data. Oh, here we go. One of the following types: an object array buffer, a buffer view, node only. Yeah, buffer. Fname, source. You can use the path methods there, or URL. That's just picking fname. They're not dealing with versions at all. They're just writing one in this example. And they're also assuming a maximum file size, I guess. Just read everything is what they're doing. Oh no, this is a chunked write, but it's all to one file still. And close. Yeah. Okay. I'll keep this stuff around in case there's any more questions, but I'm going to go back to my game stuff now. Okay, so I was looking at these slips. So these originally were home slips. That one has home, so that is just a blank, but it's going to have the hard edge on the other side. M home slip, blank top sprite. So that is M home slip 2 sprite. And this is where we're going to have to adjust some of the draw positions. Oh, that was the test. Okay. Slip ups. There we go. And I think this was like the rotation. I might have to like rotate it the other way and tweak some positions. Although I'm also not sure if I want to stay with the side. Oh, that person was dead. Okay, so you have... Earlier I had a home marker thing. Did I completely remove those? Okay, yeah, I think that's a hard edge. So I guess that's going to be 7.5? No, that's just a fix-up. I kind of didn't like having those at the edge. Yeah, okay, so that gets a rough edge. And got our map version, and now you need somebody else to ring the bell, or I could just fake that up for now. I like the colors. Oh, I don't have... Interesting. That home marker doesn't show up, but this one does. Does this... Did I make this home marker just always point to 0? Because I reloaded the client. Oh. Base game home marker just isn't working. Oh, because it's map. Weird, because I did have 2 of them a little bit ago. Or rather, I had this one. Now, I did a whole separate thing for this. Yeah, these are my location slips. They're colored. Well, you know what? I did see those before, so I'm going to put this back real quick. See if I was trying to condense everything. Find the code, rather. I think I was just going to leave his alone. Well, okay, so one of the original ideas was to get rid of the top one. Oh, that did affect it somehow. Oh wait, that would if that was the case, would have been rotating the other. Or maybe the map messed with it somehow? Yeah, so I did get a home back. Was it the map? Home map. What happens when that wears off? Actually, I'm not sure. I don't think I've done expiration for these yet. I'd probably do someday. This is probably like 20. I never... The music is similar enough that I haven't really got any of them down except for... You're about to die. Okay, that went back to home. This isn't expired. And it still seems to be fine. I'm not sure what I did to break it earlier. Okay, this might actually be fine for maps. And I guess if I've still got home down here, then that's for that. And he's got the second bell. Oh, but that overwrites my home markers if I do pick up a map. So maybe having that in addition to the base ones is okay? They're just a little bit harder to follow. Now, what is... I guess there's an allowance for longer names on this, is what's taking up that space down there. Yeah, okay, so there's no necessarily a good way to clear that. You might be able to just go along here. Now, that does touch on the basic home slip code. However, yeah, so you see that was 2. We has to draw a home slip that was kind of riffing on. Yeah, and he's got this if-else thing that doesn't extend well. Uh, and then yeah, I duplicate like all of them. Now I was trying to do this in a way that would have lots of conflicts. Because it's going to be kind of a total rewrite. If index equals 1, well, I'm doing that with colors. And this is swapping it out instead of doing a separate marker. Maybe I get this rearranged to go over there, and we just do a slight riff on the base one. That's going to tweak all of our positions. So, how about we make this last screen view center? Apparently I was doing this... Oh, because these weren't getting the handling it elsewhere. Okay. The draw location slip is using things like this. And that might all come down. Yeah, this is using a multi-dimensional version. So really it is pause target probably. Some location slips. There's the home slip update. Dist is just length of vector, current pause. This is X. So that was minus. Minus was pulling us to the left, which is out. This I think is going to be up. That's mouth over clothing. Pause offset and hide offsets need to get set up in advance. So that was that edge of the screen. So these actually do follow the home slip. So hide offset. So he just used constants here. I still want to make this variable. So these are probably still about 64. Yeah, so we did negative 41 and 30. So x, if we do about the same, plus, and then y is going to be negative. Oh, I was using edge of screen modified by the delta. I'm not actually sure what the edge of screen is in this. Well, actually, it probably is 360. Okay. uh, location split. Now, this is going to need some adjustments for that. For starters, we probably don't even need this format of it. Arrow pause. Y plus. Arrow pause dot y minus. Okay, that was a warning there. Slip pause is set, but yeah, for the home. Okay, that seems to be a home marker. That seems to be a map marker. Now the ancient home requires some fidgeting. I'm wondering if I should just draw a location slip, uses pause offsets. Update positions. This is going to be like really like location pause data. Dang. Ancient false. Yes, okay. Oh, I did have constants for this. It probably is a hopefully temporary message. Yeah, add ancient location home marker. Where am I setting this stuff up? Make active. Yeah, my offsets were set up for the side position where there was more concern for the width of the text. Hmm. And that one actually ended up going first. Huh. Well, I don't. Yeah, I think I want to. Oh. No, it was. It's currently constant. So to maintain the positions similar to base game, I want to do it that way. And the other issue we had. That we move stuff up too much. Okay. Draw sprite. The arrow pause was actually fine. So when we're showing text, so that's actually location slip. Long distance. I probably copied this from the home slip stuff. If long distance plus 20. Plus 35. That's for the word bell. If temporary, the word map. If home distance greater than. Yeah, it seems like it's done at the drawing already. Oh, maybe he does this and then advances it for what's drawn, assuming it's taken care of elsewhere. That's 20 for this, so it's 20 per line. $35, $40. Now I could conceivably use home here. Or the slip that says home. I think I'd kind of like. Okay, it's not too bad. How does it look in the other orientation? One disadvantage of the super far out ones, you can't easily see can't just run around them. I guess I could force add a close one. But I was looking specifically how the distance worked. Yeah, I might want to move that down a little bit. Well, try big jumps and then see what it looks like. Yeah, it's a little bit too far. Yep. Hmm. Now, what does the map look like? And this might be, I was hoping to do this a little bit better, but no, actually that is. If we don't have that, because this might be where I have to get into sort of squishing things together. Or more proper allocation of slips. Yeah, so that's leaving a gap there. Uh, yeah, I don't have anything. Ah. Well, probably don't need both of these at once. Hmm. Maybe I could keep multiple homes and mark what would be your normal official one as home. All right, so what we really want to do, and unfortunately there's not necessarily a limit on these. So we've got a compose stack. That does the temporary stuff. Home pause stack is a home pause, and I'm using that same structure for location slips. And the thing I don't like about just using that data structure is that the base game only keeps one ancient home. So once we've broached the area of multiple markers, that might be something to want to keep. Now, add home location, add temp home location, add ancient home location. Maybe I just... so then the thing becomes... That was the slips. So that's location pause. Oh, but I also, every time we adjust a location pause, I need... No, it's... yeah, pause. And then we've got slips. And for tools, I just ended up at allocating a maximum. Maybe... Well, in order... That's home pauses. Location slip. Oh, it's M location. So the home pause stack is game data. The location slips are page data. Adding a version number on the end of a string. Yeah, I mean, you can... I'd have to search for that one, so I don't know if I'm going to be any better than you on that one. Uh, I think Ruby has a method that will increment a... That can increment a string, either by incrementing the number or incrementing a letter. I suspect that wouldn't work well for just a file name. Uh, I mean, other option would be to use something like a date code. That can often be a quick and dirty way of getting unique names. And as for as many, well, I guess you've got date, and then you've got, if you want to go down to minutes, you want to go into seconds. So that can make for some pretty long file names if that's an issue. If you're trying to essentially do rapid updates. I think the reason these are separate is that home slips, like the home locations, like if you die and change screens, that's persistent data. Or you want to remember it if you reconnect. The slip locations are pure GUI stuff. What are you? Or home pause. But home pause is defined just here. We would want to do something like this for the location pauses. Then it could be a simple vector. Well, I was going to say you could kind of manage things in sync. But every time you sort of realize the state, make active or whatever, you'd have to align stack length. But if I truly want a variable number of markers, or I allocate a large number of subsets, if I do that, I do have to have some or some way to what to drop if. And with tool slots, I could keep them together because that only increased during a life. You never had a temporary one that expired. Well, or for that matter, I guess you could make home markers all day. And that would just go in your home pause stack. And it would just keep on adding arrows. I don't think I ever actually use these in a way that they're like the same thing. That we call a function on something that's a home pause. So I could just use a different structure to guarantee they never get out of sync. What do you, yeah, delete element number. That one stack. Any home pause operation. Flip operation. Now, right now, we location slip, draw location slip. Just are you at target? Update location slip position. Reset the targets. Oh, it's location pause, which is kept in parallel to this, and 1-to-1. But I didn't have to just deal with all of the stuff he was doing to the main stack. Back to push back. But we're pretty much just doing everything in parallel. Oh, I actually blocked it there. Huh. Right, because that was the one on top that was getting in my way before. Home location and so if I just blocked moving ancient position, I'd kind of get all this for free. I just have to put all of my stuff back. Oh, and that removed all well, their temporary one map is fine. That's more stuff we'd have to sync up. It's really tempting to just add position stuff to all the home markers. And I don't have to keep anything synchronized, even though solid fade, that's not too big. This location, oh, right, that is all kind of kind of ashamed. That would mean I'd have to be constantly realigning our target positions, our pause, our target, and our hide. So our hide and target X updated just to shuffle things back together. Okay, so we've got the vector down there. Home arrows, extra map object, gold hint arrow, life page. Type def struct. What? Okay, so you don't need them location slips. These aren't necessarily M's, just arrow states. It's almost tempting to say that should just be extra home arrows. Uh, well, okay, so home arrows have arrow states. And they're specific to each direction. Hopefully we can have vectors of vectors. What? I should. All right. Location. I guess another thing we need to have H. That doesn't exist. Do I need this as a transitional? All the code's gonna get rewritten. Touch it all anyway. All right, so there's nothing to initialize position-wise. Okay. Yeah, this is the constructor. Constructor. No, it's home pause. Home pause stack. Did that get initialized? And home location. Delete all, delete all. Oh, that's gonna need that. Okay, here's make active. What are you for? Ah, so we have to initialize and then see if. Okay, so that's going to be kind of a pain. So it initializes and then sees if we need to restore. That's actually not going to be a clean startup. mean, it's probably fine if the visuals kind of reassess themselves. So probably what we need to do. Okay, I want to keep some of this information around for a little bit till I figure out where to put it again. That's some position stuff. Draw a location slip index. This could actually be an object, but it'll work. Uh, so we've got, I do reference. Well, I do have to do a vector get. Can I just do... this is not guaranteed to return a value, though. You were supposed to be the type. Okay, hmm. And then location pause was the location pause was the. We're trying to just sync this up with the home pause stack. Seems like it would be kind of a pain to both of them around. Home pause stack would mostly work. I just have to turn off the home removal. We do kind of like to have the restoration. Unfortunately, this is actually a variable that exists. We got to be a little bit careful. Home pause? Actually, do vectors have that operation? Or do you like get? Nope, it's get element. Okay, so location pause. Always that. Location pause. Pause. I really should have done one of these at a time. Now you see this is, and that's home slips. I have to work out a stack iteration. Maybe it would have been better. Stack of 4. That way I could put my objects in place. Try doing the data structure. Home pause stack. Patient slip. And you see, I went and removed a couple of constants. Some of that's in the header. That header had other changes. I was using that for still use that. For you. And then for, let's see, for living life page, we had this, which is actually the slips. So we would do something like, or is this more of a make active? Oh, it's location pause. We ever like do set them, we set them, we set them. Yeah, I guess I hadn't done like all of the start and end cleanup on this. There's initial position, so this is a stack now. You need an object. That's going to be slip. Your actual object. So draw. So that's going to be a little bit more of a pain. Indeed, I probably want to move that into the draw function. Location slip. So this is saying draw. This was saying draw if not equal. This is saying if equal turn where draw here. I guess we can move this stuff down. Try to get that done as soon as possible. Fetch, and then we've got more draw code. All right, so now we've got a location slip. No index. Wait, is this update or is this draw? Okay, yeah, okay, so this is updates. Actually, we have to do some also fetching here. Location pause, location pause, location pause, location pause. Location slip. Equals there's location slips. Get element. Oh, get element or get element direct. I think one might skip some size checks. Okay, so you can go and you can go. Home slip. Did I forget to update that? I probably forgot to update that. Oops. Okay, and then that's a different block of code. So that updates targets, this updates positions. Yeah, so I followed his example of the sort of cheaty for here, but now we have to do fetch an object. Yeah, nope, I broke it. Flip. Location flips. Element J. Oh, right, and he does this for the most part. And if no flip, oh, I probably didn't fix any of those before. We're just going through here. Ten gigabytes. I don't price that often. Evix, thank you for the follow. The map's going off S3. That's been pretty cheap. I don't know how much traffic it's getting, but been like a couple bucks. Like my regular web host, I don't actually know what their max is. But that's more around. I actually don't remember. It renews once a year. Probably around $5 a month. I don't know what the storage and transfer stuff is. I kind of want to redo that sometime. But okay. Yeah, I don't have a good reference for that. Particularly without context for what you're doing with it. But I mean, even then, I don't keep up with those services much. What the going rates are. All right. Also, I need more water. I'll be back in a minute. All right. Well, actually, that's all I can take. Probably should have made more space for that.
So wait, on the debug side, like on the development side, is there coordinates for you guys?
Coordinates?
What?
Like X, Y, and Z?
Coordinates. I know of nothing like that.
Because
No.
the game has to know somehow. So
Yeah, well,
why not
I mean,
display
we've
it as well?
definitely seen debug tools in
Anyway, let's go to Costco.
Costco time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and suck my nuts.
But anyway, oh, somebody peed? What the heck? Did somebody pee? Why is there a bunch of pee in here? What the heck, man? Who peed? Who freaked out and peed? Why is nobody in these? Oh, because it's set to 36. Well, nobody should be stressed out, and nobody should have any problems with the bathroom. Ah, jeez. I may have to install...
I don't know. You'll have to. Okay, so we want educated people, but I'm not seeing. Okay, let's look at all. Show me all. Is this no filtering? Okay, so there we go. And I want to see my educated school, display all, university. No, I want to see educated school.
Welcome back. All right. Update location. All right. So this would look like. I don't have to be super efficient about it. It's going to be location slip. And is it that to title case? Yeah. Okay, so we go there. Okay. You are make active, which long term will need more updates. There's all the location pause updates, which need to get updated as well. M location. Yeah, which doesn't quite fit into my previous. Flip. Oh, and I wasn't removing all the J's before. I was just doing the syntactic thing. Location slips. Oh, it's M location. So now I really do need to be. Go. Pause offset, hide offset, pause offset index. And offset, target offset. Oh, and we missed that one because it wasn't slip. Previous location we also missed. I should probably location arrow. This is back down and draw again. Location arrow states. With location slip arrow. And I'm gonna need to confirm these. I also have to go back and fix all the brackets. So these I can fix. Actually, does this give me... No, it doesn't give me interactive. States. In index. Well, it just won't find it if it doesn't find it. Pattern not found. So probably not happy with ULBC. Thank you for the follow. Why'd you like watching me make project mistakes? Yeah, I'm typing mistakes. This particular mode sometimes does the meta characters and sometimes requires you to escape it to go the other way. So I'm not always sure. Why didn't you change? I must have hit something, okay. Okay, location, arrow, states. Yep, and then we have them slightly different. How many more do we have? Just this. That's not too bad. Okay, and then we've got we've got those we have to get back to. Oh, and this is little arrow now. Should be. Previous location, dist strings, dist fades. Ooh, there's a bunch of these. We've got these that are J. What do I call these? Okay, that was just, yeah. The warnings are nice, but when I know I've got stuff broken, they're also kind of annoying. Okay, and we were looking at previous location. And I guess I'm gonna have to do this as 2. I could probably come up with a regex that would skip over the unknown part. Location slip. Previous dist strings. Actually, with this... Yeah, because these things are themselves arrays or vectors or something. All right. So what are we now complaining about? Oh yeah, because we changed the case on these. No errors, huh? And previous location district. This didn't match for some reason. No, it doesn't fall into the case issues. My next. Pause target offset. Oh, pause target offset indeed. This is probably setting target offset. Oh, did I have a bad regex here at some point? Gee. Pause target offset. Maybe the old name was pause target offset? But I thought it was just hide offset. Was pause hide offset? Oh, pause offset and pause target offset, maybe? I guess really what I want is source lifepage.h. We add hide pause target. We took out. Okay, it was pause target. But it was hide, pause, and pause target. A little weird. Previous disk strings. Yes. Pause offset. Yeah. Hide offset. Not declared in this. Okay, we did some search and replace. You're just assuming that exists. Means location pause could be initialized. That gets past the compiler errors. That might kind of be able to maintain function. All right, so where do we have our little home marker set up? So that's one that actually still works. And we've got the spacing thing, so that's the thing to work on. All right, so location pause. So we had aligned everything with that being that given number of them. Just to make that one step easy. And what I could do with location pause is I could still take a pointer to that. So that would be roughly equivalent to grabbing an instance from like a home pause. Actually, does very little with home pause tech. Oh, it just does R. Reference. Key. I guess I could have done like slip or something. Get element and get element directed. Seeing it more, I'm curious now. Actually, I guess simple vector is probably what to look up here. Simple vector to H. Now, this could be one of those inline files. Get element fast. Get an element directly as a copy on the stack. Not affect the element in the pointer to an element at index. Okay, no bounds checking. A copy on the stack. Changes the return element, not affect the element vector. This is useful when the vector is storing pointers anyway. That's a thing. Home pauses aren't pointers, right? But it's a copy of. Maybe that would work for the reference. Return address of element. for an element. Okay. Push back, get element, get element. So it's correct for the way we've been using it. So what we want to deal with is location pause has been specifically right. If we convert that to references, or pointers or whatever. Then the rest of the code around that will not have to change too much. And we swap that to something else. So you're going to kind of go away. You're going to kind of go away. This is where we're oh, but I called the variable location pause. Just what you want to call it. In index. No. Oh. That's not good. And that's not. Oh, that was actually it. Got those, which eventually should go away. The draw. You which only, well, you're looking at several things. Then J. All right, you are make active. Now, this is where I had a finite number of these. So this will kind of eventually go away. but take this baby step. We shouldn't need the spell check here. All right, we've got a home. Got a map. Oh, and the map is always up there. Okay. So most of those references were converted to something. Now, this is got to try and synchronize things, which probably why I kept it separate originally. Now I could still make this its own little stack and manage it. I'd have to repeat like restoration and other thing. Take you out, and you out, you out. All we have is that. That just uses home pause step. Huh? Oh, right, you're not a simple array. Although that one I should probably. Nope. Okay. Or the operation change that. Means it was in paste buffer. J. All right. Lock pause equals. Relocation slip kind of okay. Num location slip. This is this. Well, it's looking at positions and it slips. Really managing slips, I think. Get length. how do we get some elements? Size. How about home pause stack dot size? Process stack. We only process the top. Okay, yeah, just a four to size. Although he does a bunch of stuff with element direct here. Maybe just like return some dummy element if it's not found. All right, so this one. Yeah, this is managing location slips. This is initializing thing. This is in make act. We shouldn't need to initialize these. What I have to do here, well, this actually clears the original home pause stack. And then restores it later if it needs to. I might have to deal with some initialization stuff. I've got draw location. Steps, this is the update. All right, so now I did remove my lock pause. Of course, it's going to be like add home location. In order to keep these in sync, you are not a member variable. You cannot add page member state. Hey, Geester. I guess when I do one of my updates, I'm going to have to just kind of figure it out and make any... Oh. I can't... Not to delete. that's the steps that try to reflect that stuff. And our stack can be pushed and popped and manipulated behind our back. Essentially have slit forming on you. Anyway, how's it going, Geester? Definitely make stuff show up. Okay. Yeah, I used to climb a tree in our yard. That was about it. I climb up tube slides and park some. Nothing that would be called going climb. Well, that's handy. A thing you do. Busy? Physical activity. Ah, yeah. Yeah. That many in bike riding for me for the most part. Uh, ooh, ouch. All right, so I could find all the places we do this and adjust one. Find all the places we do. Oh, some of these are called from here. But almost have to store something location. I almost have to store the position itself. That's going to be the main identifying thing. Then I'm having to like synchronize them every time. Well, for the most part, we don't expect anything to completely scramble. We expect I could keep track of the pause, just track of the same thing. say, well, if it's the same index and its indexes shift on us, then everything's. I don't know if that would help here. I'm starting to wonder if I should go back to fixed indexes. Just that, like, maintain an identity of an index, even if you like kind of skip indexes. You could probably figure out which ones. uh, got this separation between the home marker location. Our static data that can exist between if you like disconnect and got all the slip display information, which is part of the page that displays that. JSON handles it by just having to look for handling it parallel arrays of the size. And also, I supported a limited number of slips. The hooks we have right now are things like add home location, add temporary location, add location, the resets, and state restores. I could probably get to elsewhere, places that actually have access to. And I could like maintain my own parallel copy of. I was trying to move towards using the actual home position array, but I don't have a good way to associate that with the data used to display this. I kind of don't want to be like trying to use the position and synchronize things. I kind of want to know when the game removes the location. Is there like a temp home location, add home location, get index, get home there. Move all temp home, remove home location. So I'm get home pause record, process home pause stack. So maybe I just have to look for these function calls and maintain my own data. They're an on update. I mean, you can on update, but yeah, maybe if I keep the position. I can catch remove home location. I can catch some removed temps and like check if that position is still in there. That's, well, I don't know if it's called n squared. It's kind of n by n, check if location's still in there. Or I keep my own timer. At which point I almost might as well duplicate the home pause record, and you've got temporary, you've got ancient, you've got a timeout value position, and that's really all it is. I could just kind of duplicate that. It's duplicating like all the logic. And if we restore our stack, we just go through and update our slips with that. But it might be easier than, well, I mean, it should be a small enough number of elements that it's not actually a problem, but you never like to see those n squareds. But I might just have to duplicate all the logic. It's a bummer because, well, that's kind of what I was doing before. I had hooks into the functions that added the positions, and then the slips were associated with that by index, so it was sort of like duplicating all of the information. It actually makes the slips a bit easier. So we've got a position, we had two flags, it's kind of determining that. We have to go through and expire our maps every once in a while. And then we just have to, at some point, hook into all the places that manage this and do similar things. So draw a location slip. Location slips are somewhere up there. We basically need to duplicate any sort of management function that. So you see, this is abstracted, but all the slip updates. This can kind of happen. Greater than 0. Get element num -1. Right, he counts on clearing all the other temporaries to keep ever getting multiples in the stack. Get home location, remove home location. So like remove home location, move all temp, add home, add temp, add ancient. Kind of need to have all those things. And they're going to end up touching a member data structure, so they have to be members. Like remove home. Is that any kind of home? Yeah, that's any kind of home. Add home location, add temp home location. Ancient home location. I'm not going to have the ancient restriction. And then I'll just kind of duplicate all this logic. Well, most of this logic. Yep, bump something there. Okay. Process. Yeah, it's only having one temporary. As long as within time, I'm not too bothered by that. So this, well, this is stack now. The map edge crop. I don't quite follow you. Hmm. Yeah, I lose my original focus sometimes, but I don't quite get what cropping has to do with it. Hmm. So going through a stack and deleting elements. I might have to do that as a reverse iteration. Yeah, I mean, you probably have a valid concern, and I'm just not getting it. I've certainly lost my way. Process home pie stack. Well, I can wait. Get home location, remove home location. So we're gonna want something like that. Move all temp home. I want to remove them. This will expire. Now, the problem we might have here, I can't use these same names because he's just going to call these blank inside member functions. Oh, this stuff's, yeah, this is all up top. Might not properly be considered member functions yet. Gonna be location slips. Gonna skip remove temp for now. And there's gonna be some other data I have to init here, probably. Oh, if it's at this location, sure. This is a home pause. Is this easier to do from their member function? I'm not going to do the temp for now. Although that did kind of take care of the having two at the same spot. Temporary true. Ancient, I'm not going to have that restriction. We're kind of back to this. Okay, I was just thinking. Okay. And then we have to track down all of, well, we removed location, removed, what was I doing? Lock pause. So basically this just doesn't exist. And then everything that did lock pause and just use location slip. And then I have to hunt down, add home location, and hope these are all in member function. Add home location. Okay, got that. Add temp home location. Oh, I guess I could have these functions called the other functions, so it's a conversion. Okay, that only happens in one place. Add ancient. No, we're not actually doing that at the moment, though. Oh, yeah. I have mine in the other one. And remove home location. Okay, that's an operation. That's... Oh, is that just the line wrapping? No. All right, so we don't have some of the updates to go along with that. How many errors are we going to have? I might not have straight up errors. We got the thing checking for all our syntax errors and whatnot. Now, restoration we definitely won't. I won't have map expiration. Okay, right, because I never initialized it for coordinates. Did I delete that code? Probably deleted that code. Ah. Yeah, so that's something I need to clean up. Which will that should just right there expose a few errors. Now what we do get is we get, yeah, so the X's need to get updated. So this is going to be every time we push one of these. We have to do something with it so that it makes sense. That'll fix it up a bit. We have to do something to restore for reconnecting. And the draw, so this now becomes update location. We missed that. All right, so our X's are going to be all messed up. Did I actually remove that code? Add location flip. Okay, I left something in there. I lost my I. So hide offset and target offset X. So one of these places, not draw. This is oh, so this is constantly checking time. Work anyway. Hide offset plus. Oh, target offset equals hide offset. Then you go into clothing stuff. So I think that this is where we're setting the targets for things. It's visible. I don't know if this will have it slide off and it becomes in. Was it 64 times its current index? And I think target offset is gonna be always the same. How much for operator equal? Oh, dot X. And then pause can free float so things actually move around. Oh, I probably lost code that does pause offset init. Because that was an init block that kind of ceased to exist. Mm. So I kind of need like a. It was just a struct, but it's almost enough to need a constructor. Oh, typo. Which got promptly copied. Okay, it actually, well, The home marker was on. I didn't make a home marker, so I didn't really get to see the P. Okay. I would prefer if that got hard set to the... Which we can probably do. More code, which... I'm wondering if I could do my add location as a parameter for this stuff. So that should be your new index. Popped up there. Close enough to a map. And right now, got this little situation. I saw a sapling right around here. Where we get multiple markers. I pulled up all the rocks around here already. Also, then map cleanup. Oh, that just wasn't recognized. Oh, not there. Okay, we were just close to it. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure about that. If you're using a lot of maps, that would get very confusing. This is... Oh. Okay, so it removes it and then it adds it, so it does shift the stack. All right. What is the process? Oh, what is the thing that adds the temp ETA location? Temp expire ETA. We have a new temp home arrow. We've now dropped the map. Start a fade out timer. Wow. So we just assumed our current home pause record. Maybe that's what happened. I reconnected holding the map and it took out my marker. Oh, and our temporary. So there is a check. We want this to be something like set expiration time. We've got some expiration stuff in there. Doesn't actually remove it. Let's see. So first of all, 0 is default. I'm not really doing a whole heck of a lot different with this. Well, I might end up doing some home locations if we go back to only. Then again, that's a stack. Handle that. And really, it's just going to be from now. I guess you could do that. Or you could do the actual. I mean, this has a type, so that would have a type. Could do actual, here is the expiration time. But this will do some logic like move, and maybe that you get a better place for it. Find it and update it. Oh, that's right. It doesn't like to split the same file. So that is what? Temporary expire ETA. Oh, that's just the map we were holding. So this is anything that's temporary and has ETA 0. Actually, what this has. Now this is still a search. It's just we don't know the location that we were pointing at. That's going to be a desync. Don't care about the position. Just get element direct. So I guess it actually sort of translates nicely over to this. Get element, and this is. So for all of them, if they're temporary and equal to 0, then they're going to expire now. I still need to break because if somehow they did slip through. Yep. No matching. Get element I. Oh, I may have copied too. Did I copy too many brackets there? Just not necessarily what I thought they were for. So I'll take care of that one, hopefully. Now, right now, right, because I used to have static structures, so I was just using attributes of them to determine when they may have expired. Now we could actually remove them. Oop, you starved. Where did I put my map? I took the sharp rock over here. Right, I'm still close to it. Someday that'll expire. Or I should reduce the time for test. Oh, but what does expiring mean? Well, yeah, okay. Popping up and disappearing. Must have maybe it's pointing at home. Yeah, so something. Well, I've got a conditional on it right now. That's kind of mixed in with some other things. Yeah, so when I had the static set, this was meant to. I think what I need to do. Yeah, and this was just skipping it entirely, when in fact, target offset. We wanted to be setting it back to hide. Oh, we actually want it to be in the hidden position. So if it expired, it should. If it's temporary and it's not equal to 0, I get this backwards. And the EA expire time, which is a game time, is less than current time. I might have had this backwards because it kept appearing and disappearing. If it's before the expiration, I want to show it. All right, so Apocalypse in Progress is apparently a global flag. It's expired. Well, this is if it's temporary and temporary. I think means for this. Apocalypse is not in progress. And it's not expired. Show it, otherwise we hide it. The other place we do update location of slip position. Fully hidden, clear all arrow states, clear all disk strings. Gonna want this. So you're the one. We're either gonna delete it or we're gonna reset it. You're the one that we kind of need to reverse. Going reverse, we start at that. We start at that -1. We go through. Greater than or equal to 0. If it's expired, then slips. I guess that would be delete element. Oh, you're J. Used I down here. Else, reset thing. I think he does this. Alright, so that'll take care of temporary maps. Okay, we're close to it now, which was actually behavior we didn't have before. Okay, nope. We just broke it. Oh, did I get the close to check backwards? Let's take that out for a second. Not expired. That's the show high determinant. Expired if it's temporary, not equal to 0. No. TA is less than current time. Yep. The code I copied. Yep. Guess he didn't want the useless arrows showing up while the world was ending. Okay, so that sticks around for a little bit. We still have the problem it disappears at distance, which is exactly the opposite behavior of what we want. Oh, no, because that's... problem was the map isn't at the location it's pointing at. I was walking towards the location it's pointing at. It was specifically away from there, so you could see the arrow. Okay, so that's what was confusing me before. Now, to see if that expire check... Got that backwards. Should have reset the time for testing. But it didn't immediately disappear. Actually, we can check the hidden state, because it has to hide. Okay. It didn't just didn't up and disappear on us. I am modifying the behavior of these little location arrows. The base game introduced that there's these, and then there's a... instead of replacing it, you would actually get a separate arrow for when this thing rings, which it doesn't... I don't get it if I ring it, but... I can't show that right now. Just want to see if the expiration... Yep, okay, yep, expiration works. What else do I need? I need to address the multiple regular home markers at some point. Oh, restoration from reset. Old home pause stack. He does that as a big atomic operation. So to get the benefits of that, which aren't actually easy for me to test. I'd have to engineer a disconnect of the client I think I'd have to leave some information on the server that could send me when it came up. Well, the home marker, well, home marker isn't close enough to start position. I could go make one that was close enough. Well, yeah, it's C, so it's not super amenable to anything more dynamic. There is somebody who's attempting to do a complete rewrite, and I forget what the framework is. It's like OpenFlow or something. I think it's sort of Flash inspired, perhaps. So I've been doing my little tweaks to this, and I've been a little bit too tied up making a map for the game to dive into that project. Ah, okay. Yeah, I spend most of my time in higher level languages lately, so it can be off-putting at times. I did I coded in it for a long time though. And I have seen things like with DLLs, but you have to have very, very specific entry points for doing that. Yeah, templates are one of the scary things. I think when I stopped doing a lot of C, they were like just kind of appearing. Like you worked with them, but they were still kind of new and not always well supported. We actually have to do a thing where we're kind of like, yeah. If p dot temporary, actually restoring temporary probably isn't necessary. We would just say skip that. Add ancient location slip at p.pos.x, p.pos.y. Else add location slip. Now I don't have a great way to test this. Unless there's like a, well, Tank test disconnected for dead. Oh, hey, there is. I should have set up some stuff before I did that. Okay, so I did get a home marker here. But that's just because I was near enough to see it on the map, I think. I guess really the ancient home would be the... more interesting one. Okay, well that might have still been in a range. Or it could have even been the other home marker. What if, well... I might just have to hope that works. Because testing this means getting like another player to ring the bell, so this player gets the home marker in session and not like a thing I'm just doing every time. That's the old one, actually. So this is the diff versus one. Oh, yeah. Stylistic differences. Copy the code is fine, but then all my diffs show these like, hey, you've got white space. And it still shows up in the context thing sometimes. I don't want to keep typing there. Oop. Okay. Ancient slip. This might be a common piece of code. Update yum slip, update home slip, update location slip. And very close to that. Oh, there's probably something between lives that reset. They didn't really do the move all temp home locations. Remove home location. Oh, it's probably just a home stack dot delete all. Apocalypse done. Home markers invalid now. Flying person. Right, because all locations are relative. Old home pause stack is make active. Pretty sure I already did delete all here. Oh, right, because it resets the page and doesn't load the old ones. I think that's fine for starting a new life. All right, so I can run that today and see how it works. Oh, I was thinking, well, I have to identify like most recent home to use the actual home slip. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. I have gone super late today. I want to keep some of that stuff up. Make sure we are built. We'll have to copy that over later. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody. Oop. Okay, well that is about when I'm on. I was talking. Thanks to everybody who hosted me. Well, let me see if I have anything to recommend. That's the schedule. Let's see. Got a couple of things. Doing some dev work. Not. Well, I guess that's probably a little bit more. A bit more game. I'm not sure exactly what stage he's at. Developer's place cool to hang out. Oh, or I don't know if that's a break. Oh, maybe it's a reference material. So Almighty Game Dev says he's rebuilding Pawn Shop Tycoon City system. Looks like he's looking at another game video right now. But guessing it's a reference for what he's going for. But that's somebody else who's doing some game dev if you're looking for that. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye and until